Do you know if this is commercially available? And do you have any experience with it?
So we actually, our office, our center was uh, participated in a pivotal trial with for the treatment of acne with gold nanoparticles. So the gold nanoparticles and silver were at one point in commercial in clinical trials and testing. The gold nanoparticles went all the way to a pivotal study looking at um, reduction of acne papules. There were studies, I think there was a phase 3 study that was done in Europe, but the results weren't reproducible here in the US. That one used a 1064 long pulse 1064 nanometer laser to activate or excite the gold particle after it was applied to the skin and massaged in. And the concept was to have the nanoparticle go down the ostia, the follicular opening, the ostia, lodge into the sebaceous gland. And then when you heat the particle, it secondarily uh, damages the sebaceous gland. Silver nanoparticles were also being used in acne trials, and we were a part of that. Um, this company was Sienna by I think Sienna Biosciences was the company was claiming that the silver nanoparticles resonated at a higher rate with many different wavelengths than 1064 and resonated thereby creating more heat in the target zone. So here we're basically taking a particle and turning um, an inert target into a target that's now um, artificially, if you would, a target of a light a laser device. We're making something selective for photothermolysis is how I like to think about it, whereas it wasn't before. And that was sebaceous glands up until recently. When these studies were originally conducted, there was no sebum specific laser wavelength that was available. And in this study, they point out that vellus hairs and blonde hairs, there's really no laser that's photoselective for those targets. So we're sort of artificially making them photoselective by using these silver nanoparticles. I my I thought this work was done several years ago. I don't know if those silver particles are actually commercially available. The gold ones actually are. Ironically, the company that pioneered and paid for the studies went out of business, and another company the the rights to and the inventory to use those gold nanoparticles, and that may be the case here. So it's interesting. The other thing I would say is that these silver nanoparticles can be excited or caused to resonate by multiple different wavelengths. And so using IPL in this setting as opposed to a monochromatic single wavelength device is very interesting because IPL has its own set of benefits in terms of treating pigment and vascular. So I thought this was very interesting. I don't, I don't know how widely available these silver nanoparticles are, but um, it's something to think about because there's really not too many ways to treat this condition or light colored blonde hair, or in this case, vellus hairs.